Welcome back. Startling revelations this evening with Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan revealing he's been living off savings all this while since his employment began with Fiji Rugby Union in October. Ryan confirmed to Fiji One News that he has been paid, quote, not a penny, unquote, since he took the team to the Gold Coast 3 months ago. He even funded his own travel back home for the festive season. Ryan's salary is expected to come from the Overseas International Coaching Grant from the Fiji Sports Commission. Rugby House is one of the 11 federations that have applied for the $2 million payout. The Englishman, however, isn't phased since returning from a break in England.
Just moving house and getting all the stuff out, and been fairly hectic, but I'm glad to be back in Fiji now.
Despite this, Ryan is still hard at work as the remaining 21 players in camp were stretched to their limits this morning. With Pio Tuai and Waisea Dhungu remaining absent from his squad, there's still belief that they'll be able to make it well before time.
Laying down the instructions, Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan with the 21-member extended squad on a fitness run. Surely these 21 players were toasted in the blistering sun and expect more before Ryan names his final 12-member squad next week Thursday.
It will improve over the next 2 weeks, but it's obvious that they've made some good sacrifices over Christmas and have kept training and looking pretty good shape.
The national team will be chopped to 16 players on Friday before their break camp, and the experienced hands of Osea Kolinisau, Samisoni Viriviri, along with the return of Levani Mbotia, has surely been a boost for the Fiji Sevens.
Botia is fantastic that he's back in training squad. I've been forthright in my views on him before I took over as coach. He's an excellent Sevens player, world class, and he's certainly shown me that on the training field this week. And you've got, some of the young kids that we brought in, and Marika Vunabaka is a good example of that.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Expect the countdown to be much louder than this, as it will be the survival of the fittest on their journey to Las Vegas and Wellington.
It's just about getting a big volume of training in this week, so they're on the field a lot, they're training hard, lots of fitness, lots of combinations to try to work out, and now I'm cutting the training squad down to 16.
Under the close eye of coach, the players went through skills and fitness sessions. Expect more tough challenge in the coming 3 days before they break camp and return on next Wednesday.
I've got no issue with them finishing training camp absolutely fatigued and needing a couple of days rest, because I know that they'll get that. And then the following week I'll be another 3 or 4 days of hard training before we fly to Vegas, and then once you get into the US, it's about quickly acclimatising to the time.
It's time for them to throw their bodies on the line to be registered in the best 12 next week.
For Fiji!
Vashnil Prasad, Fiji One News.
It's now official. The Fiji Rugby Union has severed ties with the mobile company that has, for years, had their branding on the Sevens team. In a statement today, FRU has confirmed that the side that features on the IRB World Sevens Series is to only be referred to as the Fiji Sevens team or National Sevens team. The mobile company's contract with Rugby House came to an end 7 days ago when the year 2013 ended. Siberia lad from Lambasa Roy Krishna continues to hit the football headlines in New Zealand. The Auckland City striker is poised to become the first Fijian footballer to play in the Hyundai A-League after joining the Wellington Phoenix. Krishna, 26, is contracted to the Phoenix till the end of the 2013-14 season as an injury replacement for Paul Eiffel, who ruptured an Achilles tendon in the 1-0 win over Sydney FC. Phoenix head coach Ernie Merrick said he is delighted to land such a prolific striker and looks forward to working with Krishna. It's been another day of upsets in English Premier League football's FA Cup. One of the biggest names in the game is among those taking a shock exit, while some Premier League managers are questioning the Cup's relevance.
Old Trafford is not as daunting for away teams as it used to be. 4 home defeats this season are the biggest cloud over David Moyes' reign so far. Swansea came with purpose and Wayne Routledge produced the opening goal. The tension was lifted soon after when Javier Hernandez tapped in an equaliser. But when Fabio was sent off for this challenge, Swansea smelled blood. Wilfried Boney was unmarked and made no mistake. Moyes despondent as United's home torment continues. Sam Allardyce is under pressure at West Ham too, and his day started badly when Jamel Abdoun nonchalantly dispatched an early penalty for Nottingham Forest. The Hammers got to half-time without further damage, but instead of building, they began to crumble. Jamie Patterson grabbed his first goal for Forest. Having waited 6 months for his first, he only had 6 minutes to wait for his second. It was becoming very painful viewing for some. But for Patterson, it just got better, as he completed his hat-trick in some style. Andy Reid capped off a sensational day for Forest, but Allardyce's problems deepen.
FIFA President Sepp Blatter has accused Brazil of being badly prepared with 5 months to go before it hosts this year's World Cup. 6 of the host nation's 12 stadiums have failed to meet FIFA's 31st December completion deadline. Meanwhile, Arsenal forward Theo Walcott will miss the World Cup finals after being ruled out for at least 6 months with a knee injury. The England forward, 24, was injured during the 2-0 FA Cup third-round victory over Tottenham on Saturday. An Arsenal statement read, "Theo has sustained a ruptured anterior cruciate ligament of his left knee. He will have surgery in the near future and is expected to be out for at least 6 months, thus missing the rest of the season and the World Cup." The World Cup starts on 12th June with England's first match against Italy 2 days later. Walcott has been capped 36 times by the Three Lions, scoring 5 goals, with England winning 27 of those matches, drawing 7 and losing just twice. Australia's cricketers have partied long into the night after the Ashes humiliation of England. In fact, they were still drinking beer and singing the team song on the SCG pitch at midnight. Across town, the tourists were left raking the coals of what's been called their worst ever Test series loss.
The spoils of victory for Australia's cricketing heroes, basking in the 5-0 series glow. But not so rosy in the England camp. Alistair Cook now fighting for his captaincy.
I was given the vote of confidence from the board, which normally means in football terms you have 2 weeks and then you're on your bike. But, you know, I'm desperate to try and turn it around. I feel as if I'm the right man for the job to do it.
It's been an unprecedented Ashes hammering, the first time England's ever lost all 100 wickets in a 5-test series. The tourists also slumping to 4th in the ICC World Test rankings, behind Australia.
Yeah, there is anger. There's anger in me and frustration because for whatever reason we haven't played very well, and you know, and the buck stops with me on that front. So. That's why it hurts so much.
The victors, though, couldn't be in better shape for next month's Test showdown with #1 ranked South Africa. The Australian skipper reserving his highest praise for the side's bowlers.
I said to the boys before a ball was bowled this series, in my opinion, they are the greatest attack in the world at the moment. And I think they've just shown it over 5 Test matches.
Australia remarkably played the same 11 players in each of the 5 Tests. England, who made wholesale changes, can only look on in envy.
The Fiji Sports Council has become the first ever organisation to be a promoter. It's good news for boxing lovers and followers, given the facilities that are readily owned by the FSC. This deal was approved recently, and they expect to have their first boxing promotion in March.
Now that the Fiji Sports Council has come in as a promoter, it's going to kickstart the new year 2014, but also it will set the platform of where we think boxing should be heading.
Former New Zealand Warriors rugby league player Russell Packer is tonight behind bars in Australia. He's been sentenced to 2 years after pleading guilty to a drunken assault in Sydney in November. The court heard Packer argued with his victim over cigarettes before fracturing his eye socket with a punch, while continuing to strike him while he lay on the ground before stamping on his head. The judge described the attack as cowardly. The 24-year-old's lawyers are appealing the sentence, and last year Packer was fined $15,000 for urinating on the field in Brisbane. At the end of the season, he is signed with the Newcastle Knights. Australia's favourite tennis player Leighton Hewitt has upset the great Roger Federer in the final of the Brisbane International. The 32-year-olds have met 27 times dating back to 1999, and Hewitt claimed his 9th victory over his old rival.
Well, this is highly unusual for me.
Roger Federer isn't the player we've become accustomed to, but last night's start can only be described as strange and uncharacteristic for the 17-time Grand Slam champion. A new, bigger racket and a new coach, perhaps the culprit, but Leighton Hewitt, on the other hand, was winding back the clock.
Just perfect.
Federer virtually gifting the first set to Hewitt with an unbelievable 22 unforced errors in an embarrassing 6-1 first set hiding. Hewitt continued to punish the world number 6 in the second set.
Didn't do enough with it, did he? There's that backhand volley.
My goodness, what a wonderful shot.
Before Federer's timing and precision returned, trailing 4-3, the Fed Express won 3 games on the trot to claim the second set 6-4.
Game and second set. It's a set all here.
Federer threw everything at Hewitt in the deciding set, but the number 43 enjoys the underdog status.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow.
Hewitt claiming his first title since 2010.
He's got it. Hewitt is the champion.
I'd just like to thank my team, obviously. We've been through a rough few years, 4 or 5 years, 5 different surgeries, and to come out and play this kind of tennis, I want to thank everyone.
And his team hoping he'll play just as well at his home Grand Slam, the Aussie Open, next week.
And that's all we have tonight from the sports desk. Back to you, Vili.
Thanks, Drew. Stay with us with world news from our global news partner CNN after the break.